Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today we're done up. We're in a different setting, and that means we're going to be doing a get ready with me. You guys really enjoyed my last get ready with me, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring it back for you guys. So today we're doing a get ready with me, and I mean hair and makeup, but I'm also adding a little twist to it. Instead of a chit chat, I asked you guys to drop some scenarios or situations that you're going through in your life, or if you know someone that's going through that situation, to drop it on Instagram, and I will make a video doing my hair and makeup and giving you my advice. So your girl ain't no therapist or whatever, but okay, she can say a little something, okay? So I thought this would be a very cool and just fun video to do something really different out of my element, other than fashion. If you are new to my channel and you like what you see, definitely click the subscribe button down below. It really helps me out a lot. Also, you can follow me at Instagram at idesign8, so you can catch all of my life updates and how I style clothes over there. But yeah, I don't really have much to say in this video. We got some real juicy question, you guys, okay? Like, this is probably gonna be a very long video, but we got some juicy situations, not questions, but situations. So grab some popcorn, get your Twitter fingers ready, okay? And make sure you typing it up in the comments what you would do. Let's go ahead and get straight into the video. All right, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Everything that I will be using will be in the description box down below, so just make sure that y'all are checking that out in case you have any questions. I am going in with the Fenty Beauty. It's so dirty, sorry, but the Fenty Beauty, and this is the Universal Invisimatte blotting powder, and I literally just put this all over my eyebrows, but I also put it over my face as well. It just helps reduce the shine for me, and I don't like to be shiny. I love a good matte look, okay? Before we get into it, this is just something for fun, something that I personally would do if I was in that situation. If y'all are in that situation, had a friend in that situation, or you feel that you have better advice or whatever, then your girl, definitely leave comments down below and let them know what you would do, or what you think they should do. And keep it very respectful, you guys. Just be very nice and respectful. It takes a lot for people to kind of open up and just share their business. So I was appreciative for the responses that I received on this. I know it can take a lot for people to open up, So today we're going to be doing hair and makeup. I'm gonna try and do something different with my makeup, to be honest with you, because I never do anything different. So your girl's gonna try and be a little makeup artist. I'm not a makeup artist, but we're gonna try today. I'm not even really good at makeup. I really do the basic. But again, we're gonna try today. So I'm gonna actually go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz pencil in the color Ebony, and I'm going to begin doing my brows. Somebody said, what would you do to help someone that is experiencing homelessness? So that is a very great question. I think whenever it comes to somebody being homeless, whether it's a family member, a friend, or a loved one, I think it's very important to make sure that they have your support, and then also just be there and help them in any type of way that you can, because we don't want our brothers and sisters out here on the street. Just to be honest with you, it really breaks my heart when I see certain people out here on the street, especially whenever it's in extreme weather conditions such as snowing, raining. So we definitely want to make sure that we're trying to help whoever in any way that's possible. Help them in any way possible, but make sure that you're good as well. That's not going to put you in a bind as well. And helping them can be a lot of different things. That could be helping them financially, helping them with a place to stay. It can be mentally, giving them advice. It can be also just helping them with a job. If you have connects, just shooting their name to whatever your connects are, or whoever your connects are, and helping them get a job, helping them get a place to stay or something. The next response was going back to college to finish my degree versus saving for a home. I don't know, you can look at this a few different ways. I personally went to college. If you don't know, I went to college. I graduated with my Bachelor of Science degree in exercise science. I was a first gen student as well, so our first generation student, if people don't know what that means. I had some great experiences in college. It was very rewarding, and it was very needed and necessary for this lifestyle. I'm not doing anything that I went to school for, so in some aspects I think that college for me were a waste, you know what I mean? But I met some amazing people. I had some great experiences. I learned a lot of things, and also I was able to gain a lifetime of sisterhood because I joined a sorority. And I think that those were like the highlights of my college career. So I personally think that education is always key. You know what I mean? Like, knowledge is power. Education is key. The more you know, the more you have under your hat, you know, the better you will be in this lifestyle. I feel that. Not in this lifestyle, but in this lifetime. You can't do a lot of things unless you have some type of education. You know what I mean? It depends on where your heart is. You know what I mean? For me, I would say, you know, definitely go to school. It depends on where your heart is. Okay, like, it's really hard to answer this question because it can get very tricky. Some people feel that they can be very successful without education, and they have been very successful without education. Some people feel that you have to have education no matter what. So I just feel that it's personally where your heart is. Regardless of what you do, you spend money, sis, okay? If you feel that you can make like a better living for you, your family, if you have children, whatever, I would say go back to college and, you know, get that degree, honey. But if you feel that college is a waste of your time and you don't need it, don't worry about it. I personally will go back to college. A house, you know, regardless if they're saying right now that the market is really low and it's really good right now to purchase a house, blah blah, like, houses regardless are always going to be there. You know what I mean? Like, we went through, you know, depression, you know, so many years ago. People still have houses, you know what I mean? So, and they still have bought houses since then. So houses will always be there, and education will be there somewhat too. But I just feel like right now, if you have the opportunity to go back to college and you're in your prime time to go back to college, there's no age limit. But if you're ready, I feel like if you just have the opportunity, just go ahead and go back to college, girl, and get your degree. Either way, girl, I support you with whatever you want to do and however you want to do it. I wish you luck. I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer. This is in the color 440, and I'm just going to carve out my brows. Getting legally married quickly after being engaged. I personally don't think there's a time limit on anything, you know what I mean, whenever it comes to your life, getting engaged, getting married, having children. You know, I come from a very conservative set of parents, and they're old school. With that being stated, they expect for you to be married by a certain period of time. Once you're married, have kids by a certain period of time, and that works, and that worked for them back then. But things obviously are changing, or have changed, or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that, you know, is really on your time. Stop letting society pressure you to feel that, hey, once you get married, you know, you're supposed to have kids within this time frame. It's unrealistic expectations that we put on ourselves. I feel like there's no time frame, sis. If y'all was engaged last week and you want to get married next week, do you, boo? Okay, the only thing that matters is what you and your fiance wants. If you and your fiance have both come to an agreement that you want to get married, you know, quickly, definitely do that. Okay, so this one is saying your mother and sis-in-law don't like you. I think that can be really tricky, because if you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage and you absolutely love this person, but you just have one little thing that always gets in the way, and that is the in-laws, it can be hectic. Like, you don't want to go to the family functions. If you have kids, you don't want them to go around, or they just wondering why mommy don't always want to come around or something like that. It just creates a lot of static, you know, in the relationship, and it can cause friction really between you and your spouse or whatever. So I can definitely understand like how that can be a concern of a lot of people or whatever, and it can probably tear relationships apart. I don't know, or marriages. I'm about to start on my eyes, and I'm just going to go in with the Gjorgjievski right here palette. I definitely think that you should sit down with your spouse first. Talk to your spouse about just how you feel about everything, how you will want things to go into the family. Be reasonable, be understanding as well, and you know, just talk to your spouse. Let them know your goals for your marriage. Let them know your goals for your, you know, your in-laws or whatever, and see if you can just set up some type of like, you know, meeting with them. Let them know like, hey, you're married now, like you're gonna be around. Welcome me in, baby. And y'all all need to just communicate with each other. Let them know your expectation, hear what they have to say about everything. Y'all just have to, like I said, make it a nice, comfortable situation for all of you. So whether that's y'all coming to some median about something, like, are you a bad person? Like, why they don't like you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like, you have to kind of get down to the root of that as well. Like, why don't you like me? Next one, it says, falling in love, but he is not financially stable. Should I look at that as a red flag, or don't let money be the focus of our relationship? Oh, sis. Okay, so this is my personal perspective. I personally cannot be with anyone that's not financially stable. For me, I have a lifestyle that I want to live and maintain, and I know that money can be really, really hard. And that's just me. Like, so I think it's a difference whenever you're falling in love with someone that's not financially stable versus already being in a relationship with someone and things fall, you know, things happen in that relationship. Like, you know, if you're with someone and they lose their job, you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference, you know what I mean? So you're going into this relationship, you know, knowing that they're not financially stable. And I have to say, you have to like look at layers, you know what I mean, before you actually dive into it, because sis, it seems like you're already in love, but like before you dive into it, you know, look at the layers. Like, what makes them not financially stable? Like, are they trying to be financially stable? Are they in school and they just having a hard time, like, you know, juggling, managing everything? Because that makes a difference as well, you know what I mean, with my decision. Like, what makes them not financially stable? Like, there are some people that are not financially stable, but they're not trying to help themselves. Break down the layers first before like you fall in love or whatever. Like, I want to know what you're doing, what you're planning on doing. Like, let's talk about goals, because this cannot be a forever state for you. You know what I mean? I have a lifestyle that I have to maintain, and trust me, my lifestyle is not luxury. I don't own not one luxury item, you know, in here. When I say lifestyle, it means I like to be able to go out to dinner or whatever when I want to, take a trip, you know, like, or plan trips when I want to, or little things like that, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to be like held back because my partner cannot whatever. I'm doing a little gold pop or whatever. I can't be with someone that doesn't have any type of goals, ambition to, you know, want to be better, want to do better. Money's not everything, but it is how we survive. If y'all get together, y'all get married, and this person is still not financially stable, you both are going to drown, because there's no way at all that you can just eliminate money. I don't need somebody that's rich. Yes, you don't want money to be a big factor in the relationship. It's just a whole lot of problems that you'll like run into because of money. Like, what does financially stable mean to you? Yeah, ask yourself, what does that mean to you? And then take it from there, sis. There's no way that you can not have money involved in your relationship. I really don't like this look. This is why I do not experiment. Because I don't like it. I'm gonna try and make everything come together, but I'm just gonna take my Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in Intense Black. I lost a few friends. The first one said I was too dedicated to school. The other said bad stuff. That I literally would say, sis, F them, okay? Okay, like, people come in and out of your life all the time. Just say F them, like, you know, excuse my language, even though I didn't say it. But I just don't care. Like, it's not that I don't care, but for me, it's just like, if you don't want to be my friend, or I lost you as a friend because I'm focused on school, that means that you don't want to see me better myself. You know what I mean? Like, you have a problem with me bettering myself, like, really? Or whatever. Or doing something that I want to do, or having a passion, like, you have a problem with that? Like, that just doesn't make sense. You're not my friend. Like, she said I was too dedicated to school. What? That sounds crazy. Like, that sounds really crazy. It sounds like you're jealous. To say we can't be friends no more because you too focused on school. That's good. That's great that y'all are not friends anymore. I'm gonna say that. All right, so I'm gonna put my lashes on, and these lashes are the Ardell Double Up. I don't know if you can see. Bam. So that's what these are. Wanting to wait for marriage to have sex, but getting told that men won't find me interesting. As far as like with my advices, I would say wait, okay? It's all about personal preference. Like I said, there's some people that choose not to wait, and that's completely fine. And there's people that choose to wait, and that's completely fine. We don't need to judge what people choose to do with their lives. You know what I mean? With that being stated, like, that's on him. Like, if men won't find you interesting because of that, then whatever, sir, bye. Okay, you ain't the one for me. But there will be a man that will definitely love you and all of you, no matter your choices in life. Do what you want to do, what's going to make you comfortable. Don't ever do something that you're not comfortable with. For example, if you find a man, you really like him, you let him know that, hey, you want to wait till marriage to have sex, and this man doesn't want to be with you. But don't feel forced to break your promise to yourself and give yourself to him because you really like him. He wants to leave or don't want to be with you because of that reason. He's not the one for you. Point blank, period. Okay, so this next question is really juicy to me. This person said they've been dating a girl for 4 years, but she won't commit. Isn't ready to date me in public / get serious. First of all, I just want to know, like, I have a question. Like, how did you make it to 4 years? Like, please help me understand that. Like, 4 years, she doesn't want to commit. You said she isn't ready to date me in public or get serious. First of all, she has somebody else. It has to be. Like, she's interested in somebody else. She doesn't see you like that or whatever. Like, what's her reasoning? Did you ever ask her? Did you talk to her and ask her what's her reasoning for not wanting to, you know, make it official when we've already been talking for 4 years? Like, what's scaring you? You know what I mean? What's either scaring you or, like, who are you talking to? Because it ain't me. Have a serious, and I mean very serious, conversation with this young lady. Ask her, you know, what is her intention? What is her goals? Like, I feel like that's very important to ask someone when you're with someone. Like, what do you want? What do you want out of this relationship? Like, or what do you want out of what we're doing? We've been talking for 4 years. I mean, you know, I'm talking like I'm talking to her, okay? Like, we've been talking for 4 years. Like, what do you want? I'm telling you right now that I want more. I want to be able to do X, Y, Z or whatever. But whenever I mention this to you or when I tell you that I want more, I'm getting pushback from your end. So what is it that you want? What do you see yourself, you know, in this many years, in the next year or whatever it is? Like, I don't want to continue to keep doing the things that we're doing now. So it's something that we have to meet in the middle. I feel like you've been meeting her more than halfway, because at the end of the day, like, you literally have been sitting there for 4 years waiting for more, but she hasn't been wanting to give you more or whatever. So I feel like you've been meeting her halfway. Regardless of her response, regardless of how you may feel, you know, it's time to get down and dirty and ask her the legit question that I just told you. What do you want? Let me put my eyelashes on. If it's not progression, then she's holding you back. You need to leave. You need to go and find happiness elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like, first, you got to be happy within yourself. But I'm just saying, like, you need to go and be with somebody else that's going to, you know, want to make that next step with you in life and whatever you're trying to do. She's not it. You have to really reevaluate some things. Like, is this person really who you want to be with? Regardless if you love her or not, you may have to let her go. Your sister saw one of your friends' husband at dinner with another girl. Okay, let me dissect this. Your sister, so my sister, if I had a sister, saw one of my friends' husband at dinner with another girl. Wow. So baby, how close is that friend? Okay, you know, like, is that a best friend? Or is it just a friend? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be careful, because at the end of the day, you know how people are. You just a hater, you want my man, X, Y, and Z type, like, little stuff like that. So you gotta be really careful whenever you know, disclosing some information. You know what I mean? And you said your sister saw it, so you didn't see it, okay? You didn't see it, but your sister saw it. Did she get a picture? Like, if I'm really close, if that's my best friend, obviously I'm gonna tell her right period. I'm at, sister, where you at? Like, I'm coming up there myself. So this is what you do to my best friend now. Like, that's like that's what I'm gonna be, you know. I'm coming up there myself, and I'll tell her later, you know. But at the end of the day, like, but like I said, if that was my best friend, obviously I'm going to tell her. If this is just like a friend that I, you know, I knew or whatever, and we talk every now and then, but not too much, like, I'm probably gonna mind my business, because like I said, I just don't have time. Like, that's her business. That's just me. Like, I just don't have time. Okay, like I said, it just depends on how close we are, but more than likely, if you're not my best friend or somebody that I talk to on an everyday basis, I'm more than likely going to mind my business. Don't argue with me, argue with your mom. I'm just saying. Women, they be getting real defensive, and you end up falling out with your friend because she think whatever she thinks. I don't know. What would you do if your close friend's boyfriend asked you for a threesome? So your close friend, like your best friend, sis. So is this something that she also asked, you know, or did he just ask you for a threesome? What? So if he asked you for a threesome without her knowledge, then I would still mention this to her, like, you know, your boyfriend's asking if we can all have a threesome. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna mention this to her. Like I said, if that's your close friend, you use the word close, like, y'all should be able to talk. They come together and they ask, I would say no, sis. Like, no, do not do a threesome with your close friend and boyfriend. I've never done a threesome before, but like I said, I can see things in movies. I know that there's some truth to some movies. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen people in movies that have had threesome, and like either one person ends up wanting this other person, or their relationship, you know, whatever. I don't know. All I know is I just don't think it's gonna work. Like, I feel like later on down the line, it's really going to mess up some type of dynamic that you have with your close friend. It will. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. Boyfriend ex don't want her child around me, but he brings her anyway to see her brother. The ex is very childish, okay? I don't have children, I know. And I know that it's very hard to give advice when you don't have something, because people who are going through that situation, or it might be some of the exes that are watching me right now that just cannot relate to what I'm about to say. I do not like when women do that. You know what I mean? Like, when you have, because you're just creating a very negative environment and hard life for the children, period. So I understand, like, you are no longer with this man, you are moving on, move on. You know what I mean? Stop creating this negative lifestyle. Like, first of all, he has to see his daddy. And if they have siblings, why hold them back from their siblings? You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't have children, but this is just my perspective. I feel that, again, it's all about communication. Y'all all need to talk to each other. I assume that you and your boyfriend lives together. I would literally just talk to her. Like, I'm all about talking. Y'all, I love to communicate, okay? Like, I love for us to sit down and talk. Like, I want to be able to talk to you. I want to understand where you're coming from. You know, I want to understand your feelings. I mean, your boyfriend obviously don't care. Like, he's like, come on, man, you come in, period. So he obviously don't care or whatever. Where, I mean, if it's affecting you, affecting the children, then I would say just talk to him. But I just hate women who really, you know, just make it such a hard time on the children. Let that baby go play with his brother, or let that baby go play with his sister, like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, let it go. You know, like, y'all are no longer together. Like, stop creating these bad environments for your children. I'm not in that situation, so I don't know how it is or whatever. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more things that go into that, but I'm just saying, like, my main concern is the children. If y'all have any other advice to give this young woman, then definitely leave it in the comments. This is just like a space where we're helping each other out. We're talking to each other. There's no need to be negative or mean in the comments. Just politely educate, or, you know, like I said, you know, just politely give your advice, or why you know, disagree. We don't all have to agree. Lisa says she's in a long distance relationship. They're about 50 minutes apart, which, long distance, but is it really, sis? You know what I mean? Like, for me, 50 minutes is not a long distance relationship, but like I said, we all have different definitions for, you know, different things or whatever. So, but they're 50 minutes apart or whatever, and he won't fit you in his daily schedule. He won't even call or text. So, sis, it's about time to go ahead and cut him loose. And I mean right now. I mean, if you haven't done it right now, I'm gonna wait. Did you do it? You need to cut his ass loose, okay? Because first of all, how long have y'all been talking? 1. And 2, like, if he can't fit you in his relationship, I mean, if he can't fit you in his daily schedule, not even shoot a text, he can't shoot you a text? Oh, baby, no. No, baby. Hell no. So no, like, we're about to go ahead and end this little entanglement right now, because that's exactly what it is. Like, that's literally what it is. So sis, go ahead and cut him off and find somebody else that can dedicate that time for you. So whatever stage that y'all are in, if y'all both have that understanding and he's not fitting you into the schedule, because I'm pretty sure you have talked to him more than once. I know it, sis. I'm gonna go ahead and say you have talked to him more than once. And if you have talked to him more than once and he's still not fitting you in his schedule, like, the text is, it's the text for me, okay? The fact that he can't text you, he doesn't see you as a priority, sis, and you don't need to see him as a priority either. Cut his ass off and keep it moving. Seriously. Being an only child with a single mom and moving out, so I know that can be very challenging. For me, I am the only child. Like, I didn't have a single mom though. Like, both of my parents are still married. I had to kind of break my parents because I used to talk to my parents every single day, multiple times a day when I got in college. You just have to start just getting them used to it. I would, you know, hey mom, I'm not, like, I'm thinking about moving out. You know, if she gives you pushback, you know, like, have a conversation, letting them know, like, you know, hey, I'm not a little girl anymore. It's time that I start doing things on my own, you know, start experiencing, you know, other little things on my own. Whatever you need to say, whatever you're feeling, or whatever your reason is for moving out or wanting to move out, like, you know, say that and just be honest and just have that conversation with them, your mom, and then also start breaking them in early in. It's gonna work out, okay? It just takes time, but it's going to work out, and things that seem uncomfortable will become comfortable again. Somebody said liking a damaged guy, but he won't admit that he's damaged in order to heal. Move on, sis. There's nothing that you can do to prove to him that he's damaged. If you feel that he's damaged, then why put yourself in that situation to even like him, have feelings for him, to even catch those feelings? Like, why did we put ourselves in that situation? I'm not in that situation, and I'm really, really strong about not being in those type of situations. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I mean, I'm in a relationship, but I'm just saying, like, I'm very, like, even if I wasn't in a relationship, even if I was single, I still wouldn't put myself in that situation. Like, if I feel that this person is damaged, I'm not going to talk to them or whatever, especially like if they think that they're not damaged. If they admit to me that they're damaged, then we can work on it. We can talk about it. Because he don't even think he's damaged. Like, buddy over there looking at you like, what? Man, this girl crazy. Like, that's the way he's looking at you right now, sis. I'm serious, because he don't think he's damaged at all. All right, a few more questions because your girl almost done. So you and your BFF are going in different directions in life, and they feel you are acting funny. I mean, you said it right there. Like, I don't see how she can feel, or how he can feel, whoever your BFF is. I don't see how they can feel that you're acting funny when y'all are going in different directions in your life, or because maybe y'all don't have that understanding that y'all are like separating and going in different directions in your life. I just feel like maybe your best friend feels that you're acting funny because she doesn't think that y'all are in two different places. That's the way that I would see, because if y'all are in two different places in your life, well, you said, yeah, or if y'all are going in different directions in your life, she feels the same. You feel that y'all are going in different directions. So I feel that maybe she says that you're acting funny because she ain't on that same level. She ain't thinking the way that you're thinking. So I think the most important thing to do is, what? Yeah, girl, you said it, talk to her. I would say, especially if you have labeled her as your best friend forever, you know, you said BFF, okay? So if you have labeled her as your best friend forever, then, you know, y'all should be able to have that conversation. So I'm finished with my makeup, and I'm going to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, and I am just going to spray that all on. Just gonna take this pink oil moisturizer, this good old pink oil moisturizer hair lotion, okay, the original. Ooh, I put too much. Long-term relationship with a guy you love. What? but in love with another guy. So you're truly in an entanglement. Like seriously, like I'm using this word because like that is really interesting to me. So sis, how long distance is long distance? You know what I mean? Like how long, like where you meet him from? Was he just in town one day or whatever and you happen to meet him and, you know, exchange numbers? Is this on Instagram? I'm asking for myself because I just want to know how he became a long distance relationship. I mean, how you become in love with somebody that's long distance while you're in a relationship. So that's a really tricky like situation, to be honest with you. As far as like what you should do, sis, I mean, wow. You just love this person, you're not in love with them, then there's time, you have to make some changes. Like, I mean, I feel like maybe you're comfortable with the person that you love, and that's why you allowed yourself to become in love, you know, with someone else. Like you don't really want to be with that person anymore, but you're comfortable, you love your lifestyle, you maybe love the life that you have with that person. You allowed yourself to become entangled with someone else. That means that something is missing in your current relationship. Something has changed in your current relationship, and you're not wanting to fix it anymore. So because you allowed yourself to, like I said, fall in love with somebody that's not even in the same area as you, you know what I mean? So you have to do what's best for yourself. Your person should know, like the person that you're in a relationship right now, they deserve that. Like, because maybe they feel that they are happy with you and they're in love with you, but you just only loving them, you know what I mean? And I think that that's something that you just need to discuss with them ASAP. I'm gonna use the Style Factor Edge Booster Stronghold water-based pomade. I really do not like this, to be honest with you. Like it leaves your hair very like flaky or whatever, but you know, it's the only thing that I have. And I'm just about to do my edges. Working for someone versus working for yourself, the pros and cons of making that transition. I'm now a full-time content creator. I went from a full-time job for the past 4 or 5 years, and there's obviously a lot of pros and cons as far as like, you know, working for someone else versus like working for yourself. For me, I think it was like, you know, one of the best decisions that I've made for my life. I cannot stress to you enough like how much I hated my old job. Okay, I finally found my kind of like purpose, if that makes sense. Have all this here. Very much challenging, sis. Like when I say challenging, I mean very much challenging, because whenever I was working, I had to get up every morning at a specific time. I had no room to be late. If I was late, there's consequences. So that as long as I show up to my job, then I'm going to get a check. I could take PTO if I needed to, you know, little things like that. But as long as I show up, for the most part, I'm gonna get a check. As opposed to being an entrepreneur or just working for yourself, however you want it, whatever you want to call it. You have to put in time, you have to put in work, you have to put in energy. Like especially for me, like for YouTube, if I don't show up, that my day is affected. I don't have a big platform here, and I'm grateful for the platform that I have, but I have about 127,000 subscribers. So that's not big at all. You know what I mean? It's big, and it's enough for me to start somewhere, but I just took a leap of faith and I quit my job, and I'm now doing YouTube full time. Now I would say that I do make decent amount of money, but YouTube alone doesn't make me what I need. You know what I mean? Like I have to have sponsorships. If I don't have sponsorships or like using like affiliate links, your girl would be broke, okay? Because based on me not getting as many views, you know, and I get some views, but I'm not getting a lot of views. So because I don't get a lot of views or whatever, and that's fine, like I'm not complaining about that. You know, I don't say anything more like about that to y'all on the channel or whatever, because I'm grateful for what I do get, you know what I mean? But if I don't get a lot of views, if y'all don't watch the ads, I'm not really getting paid, you know what I mean? So every day affects me. Like if I'm not putting out content or whatever, then I'm affected by it. So that's like a downfall of it, because it's just like I can't just put PTO in for the day and get paid, sis. Like no. I have to you know, put myself out there, or your girl is gonna be brokey broke. Come on here, okay? Yeah. And I just like to take some and just curl my little sideburns or whatever. Sometimes I be having, not even sometimes, all the time, I have to go back and forth with these brands about how to pay me. Like, for some reason they just don't want to pay me. You know what I mean? Like, they just be acting like, oh my god, your rate is too high when my rate is the lowest of the lowest. Because, like, what? Y'all willing to pay everybody else that, but not me. Working for yourself can be very rewarding. Like, it's so many things that you can learn about, you know, just entrepreneurship and just yourself, how you adapt to, you know, just a lot of different situations that happen that you have to take control of yourself. Like, that is things that you can learn within yourself. So like I said, it's a lot that you can learn when you're doing things on your own, when you're conducting business yourself. You have to always continuously push yourself harder and harder and work. And you also have to be, whenever it comes to working for yourself, this is the biggest thing, but you have to be self-disciplined. If you are not self-disciplined, then you're going to fail. I promise you will. And I have a hard time. I'm not saying that I'm all that and more, just because I'm giving you guys advice or whatever, but I'm just saying that I have a hard time with being like self-disciplined or whatever. So I'm literally every day like pushing myself to, you know, do work or whatever and not be lazy, because when you're working from home, like, that can be really hard. You know what I mean? Like, you like, sis, let me lay in bed just a little longer. All right, you guys, so I hope that you enjoyed this video. Leave me comments down below letting me know what your thoughts were of this video. Do you want me to do more? Also, like I said, if you have any other advice for these ladies or men that sent me these responses on my Instagram, definitely leave them below. You never know who's going through that situation or know someone that's going through the situation and just need a little bit of guidance. Help each other out, be kind in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Wear your mask, stay safe, and I will see you in my next video.